Okay, we're going to change the oil on this 2003 liter Dodge Caravan. And I have it up on some ramps here. And there's the oil pan. The drain plug is back here. Okay, so we've got the car warmed up. Got a 17 millimeter here. Here it comes. Make sure you have plenty of rags on hand when you need them, which I don't. So I'm going to go get a rag. We'll let this sit and drain here for 10 or 15 minutes till it's gone to a slow drip. Okay, we're down to, well, low drip here, so it's time to put the drain plug back in. I don't need a whole ton of torque on this. Snug it up. If it's not leaking, it's good. Give it a... that should be fine. Then we'll move on to the oil filter. Alright, so there's the oil filter. Not a bad location, really. I've seen a lot worse. And if you can turn it off by hand, that's fine. Left hand at that, which is the weaker of the two. Okay, I've got it out. I turned it all the way out. There it is draining. Okay, then so I'm turning it in. Spin it on there. Find threads. Turn it till it makes contact. And about another 3/4 turn with by hand. Never use a wrench on this. Okay, then it's off with the oil filler cap. Got a funnel. 4.5 quarts with filter change. Not going to show you all of this, but got a 5/4 here, so I take it down to 1/2 quart and I'll be done. I like Quaker State. That's one of those family hand down type things. My dad always used it. Just put some quality oil in there. 5W30. And make sure you make a record of it, have a record of it. Have a little log book of when you repaired and when you did the maintenance on it, so that when next time you know when it's time. Warm it up, check the level. If it needs to be adjusted a little bit, a little more. Always go with a little less and add rather than overfill it, because you don't like to. It's not a good idea to overfill a crankcase. Okay, thanks for watching this video on the oil and oil filter change on this 3-liter Dodge Caravan. Okay, we're going to take off this air cleaner upper cover here. There's a couple 10 millimeter bolts on here. Okay, next we have to take off, there's a couple clamps that are on the air ducting. This one right here, with a straight blade screwdriver, we'll loosen that clamp. And there's a clamp right down here that also needs to be loosened with a straight blade screwdriver. And one more thing, up on top here, there's a breather hose that we'll pull off. Okay, now it's just a matter of pulling this assembly up. So I'm going to get down under here and lift it. You might have to wiggle it a little. It's going to have a tendency to be stuck on there. And if wiggling doesn't do it, we're going to have to get under here with a screwdriver, kind of pry up. Yeah, I think we got it far enough now. So now we'll lift it off of there. There. And then also pull it off the throttle body over here. There. Just rotate it a little bit. Get out of the way. And there's our air filter housing. Okay, so here's the filter housing now, and you can see the filter down in there. You know, to get this filter cover off, there's a couple of clips. Right here's one. See, the other one's down lower. It's actually easier to slip your arm through like this to get a hold of that one. Okay, now, I'm going to back the housing off in this direction. And at that, it's still rather difficult to get out. There it comes. And now we can get a hold of the filter, pull it out, and install a replacement. Okay, so with the cover back on the hinged side back on, then we can reclip this. A new filter in there. The clip down below is a little more difficult. There it is. Let's snap back in. Okay, now let's fit this housing back in. It slides over the top to the throttle body. The other end fitting over the air cleaner assembly. Down it goes. Ease it into place. There. Tighten up the hose clamps. This lower one. And this upper one. And then all that remains, two 10 millimeter bolts. I'm going to go stick some anti-seize on these. Alright. 10 millimeter. And finally, forget to reattach this hose. And we're done replacing the air filter. Thanks for watching. Okay. There's our 3-liter engine. And down here, got my finger on it now, is the positive crankcase ventilation valve. It has a hose that goes back and goes into this front valve cover. Step 1 on this PCV valve is to remove the hose. So get a hold of it here, kind of at the crook. Pull back on it, get it off of there. Okay, what I'm going to use to get down in here, a 14 millimeter deep well, a 3-inch extension, and then a universal with a 3/8 inch ratchet. And with this little setup here, you can get on the valve. And the universal helps us get a little bit of, get the angle we need to break this loose. There it comes. Screw it into the intake manifold. Okay, we've got it far enough now that we can turn it out. Fortunately, I'm about to lose it. I'm going to reach in there and pull it out. Okay, here it is. Now the PCV valve, it's got a rattle for it to function, and this one does. They recommend replacing these at 2 years or 30,000 miles. To install this little trick here, just stick a little strip of plastic in the inside the socket, and that way you won't lose it, you won't drop it. So you can feed it in and turn it in like this, because otherwise the space here is so small that it's really hard to turn it in. And there it goes. Now I'll finish this off with my ratchet. Okay, there we are. There's a little strip of plastic. And there it is. Little trick I figured out how to, in order to hold a nut or bolt in a socket. So it's just a matter of putting the hose back on. And there are hose bits back in place. And there is the Pcv valve replacement. Thanks for watching.